We're here. We're finally here in the final video of the Friendly Tournament. Thank you all for being here with me throughout this. I mean, if you're here just to watch the finale and didn't watch any of the other videos, I would encourage you to go see some of them. We've had some epic contests up till now. I'm incredibly pleased by how the tournament has gone and the response that there's been to it. I've had some people tell me that they have plans for their team in the next tournament or giving me some ideas for some more videos to do, so I really appreciate that. And generally, I'm just excited to have had you along for the ride. We're going to start out today with a third place match between Ryon and Flarolyn, and then we will move on to the grand final, where Gakko and Grif will collide. But first, let's watch this third place match. Fairy Fire into Ghost Poison. Bit of a rough match for Flarolyn here, as Fairy is very weak to poison attacks, and Ryon has proved to be the master of poison in this tournament. As always, Flarolyn's Skeledirge will be a key threat for her opponent to deal with. We will see who the victor is in this third place match, starting now. Flarolyn starts off with Hisui and Arcanine, Ryon with Okidogi. Flarolyn swaps the Skeledirge, which is immune to Drain Punch. Crunch will be 51% and Toxic Chain will trigger. That is a bad start for Skeledirge. It's going to need to swap or it'll die. It will choose to die to a Crunch. Okidogi gets a first kill for Ryon. Tinkaton out. Thunder Wave will slow down the Okidogi, but a Drain Punch will be over half to Tinkaton and heal up the Okidogi pretty well. Stealth Rocks will hurt Ryon's switches, and a Paralyze will keep Okidogi under control. Tinkaton Hammer does some damage, but Drain Punch brings Tinkaton down to the red. Okidogi now at half. A swap to Victini, and Ryon swaps to Pecharunt. U-turn from Victini will get out of the way, and Arcanine Hisui will come in on that Shadow Ball. No triggered effect, but a Head Smash miss will give Ryon a chance to kill. Nope. Malignant Chain will trigger Citrus Berry, bringing Hisui and Arcanine to about the same health it had just been at. Head Smash for about half, as Pecharunt sets up the Nasty Plot. I certainly remember a Nasty Plot Pecharunt being a problem. Shadow Ball to Tinkaton kills that. Pecharunt getting on its roll. Victini, another swap from Flarolyn. Always dangerous when you start to have these multi-swaps. Pecharunt getting some kills. Bolt Strike and a Shadow Ball kills Victini. Things are looking bad for Flarolyn in this match. Quark Drive Iron Valiant will be fast. Knocks off the leftovers from Pecharunt but doesn't quite kill, and Pecharunt does recover. Knockoff won't deal as much damage, so Iron Valiant swaps to Ice Punch, and Pecharunt heals up to almost full. Mimikyu will block the Malignant Chain, so no chance of Toxic there, and Red Card swaps the Pecharunt out. That's something I wish I had, was a way to swap the Pecharunt out. Cursed Body will not matter, as Shadow Ball just kills the Mimikyu anyway, and Iron Valiant, Flarolyn's last bastion here. It will Terrastallize into Steel, which is a very good choice into a poison team, so now immune to that weakness that Fairy would normally have. Recover from Pecharunt as a knockoff lands. Ryon seems to be just content to recover at this point, but a Shadow Ball will take 60% of Iron Valiant, swaps away from the Pecharunt, and Overquill comes in. Another knockoff takes off a healing item. Close Combat will kill the Overquill, so Iron Valiant reducing its defensive stats to get its first kill, but Flarolyn will not go without a kill in this match. Drain Punch does defeat the Iron Valiant, bringing Ryon up 1-0 in this battle. I did like the Terrastalization choice at the end, so good save for the Iron Valiant until the end, but Ryon's team just worked its way through. The normally dangerous Skeledirge provided little to nothing here, and the Tinkaton was really brought low by the fighting moves from Okidogi. We will see if that can be turned around in our second bout. Yeah, I mean, the best thing I can say is that Flarolyn needs to use the Skeledirge a bit more effectively. That has been the linchpin to her team, and if it goes down quickly, her team has tended to not be able to coalesce afterwards. Let's see if she can turn things around. Tinkaton out first. versus Okidogi. We know Okidogi can kill in about 2 hits, but not if it swaps out. Ryon brings in the Overquill to intimidate Tinkaton, but Tinkaton is using all support-based moves, Stealth Rocks, Paralysis. Now Skeledirge is in with the benefit of that paralysis, so it has time to go to work with its Torch Songs. Crunch won't be half health from the Overquill, so not quite as strong as the Okidogi was physically. Another Crunch critically hits the Skeledirge. We need to see some recovery here. Let's get a slack off from the Skeledirge. There it goes. That's how you need to play it. Skeledirge is going to leave, but Tinkaton won't be poisoned by those poison spikes thanks to being a steel type. Okidogi in and throwing around some crunches, but another Thunder Wave will paralyze another of Ryan's Pokemon. There's a bulk up from the Okidogi, boosting its attack and defense. That could get dangerous. Skeledirge wears heavy-duty boots, so it won't take the toxic from the spikes, and also won't take a fighting move because it's a ghost type. Slack Off heals up Skeledirge, and Pecharunt is in. Tinkaton, also immune to those spikes, but a nasty plot from Pecharunt. This has been a problem in the past. Shadow Ball deals a critical hit for 70%. Another Thunder Wave will slow the Pecharunt down, Tinkaton doing its supportive effect. Knock Off removes the leftovers, Tinkaton doing a great job this game. Gigaton Hammer does 30%, not bad, and a paralyzed Pecharunt. Tinkaton throws around another knockoff. Another paralysis on the Pecharunt. Looks like Ryon probably going to switch out. Overquill dies to the Stealth Rocks as Tinkaton doesn't accomplish anything. Gengar takes a chunk from the Stealth Rocks, but is much faster than Tinkaton. Won't quite kill though, so a knockoff, super effective, brings Gengar down to 12% and removes its item. Shadow Ball will kill the Tinkaton though, bringing this to an even footing. Iron Valiant is poisoned as it comes out. Quark Drive triggers, and an Ice Punch will be enough to kill. That critical hit was not necessary, but always nice to see. Stealth Rocks hurt the Okidogi, and Skeledirge comes out once again. This time, Ryon chooses a Poison Jab, and that will Toxic Poison the Skeledirge. Great move there from Ryon. Earth Power brings the Okidogi low, and a Crunch does the same to Skeledirge. Who has the better healing? Oh, no healing there. Flarolyn chooses instead to sacrifice Skeledirge to kill the Okidogi. She is up by a Pokemon, so that's an aggressive move that you can make. Ryon swapping around a little here. Flare Blitz will kill Pecharunt, so Ryon's MVP is dead. Ceruledge comes out. Sash won't matter thanks to the Stealth Rocks. And Head Smash does kill. Tinkaton gets an assist there. Sableye, wearing the heavy-duty boots, won't take damage from the Stealth Rocks. Iron Valiant already poisoned, no problem from the poison spikes there. Shadow Sneak hurts the Iron Valiant a bit, but a knockoff critical hit will kill the Sableye. Flarolyn has evened up this battle 1-1. Great use of the Tinkaton that time to set up great things for several of her other Pokemon. The Skeledirge was able to come in on a paralyzed opponent and really start to work its magic with Torch Songs. The Stealth Rocks helped chip the Ceruledge, so the Focus Sash was unable to be used. Overall, a great turnaround from Flarolyn, and we have a 1-1 going into the third match. Whoever wins this one will take third place in the friendly. Here we go! Skeledirge lead into Overquill. Intimidate doesn't really matter to Skeledirge. Crunch does, but it's not quite half. A defense reduction is important, and a missed Will-O-Wisp, not a good start for Flarolyn. Tinkaton comes out, eats a Crunch, not a big deal to Tinkaton. What will Tinkaton do? Thunder Wave to paralyze the Overquill, not a bad choice. Toxic Spikes, problems for some of Carolyn's team. She's got 2 members immune to that. Paralysis to the Okidogi. Again, Tinkaton spreading around effects, using supportive moves, throwing out Stealth Rocks, getting a paralysis, using another Thunder Wave on an already paralyzed Okidogi. Not great, but the bulk up from Okidogi starts to get worrying. Another paralyze, Skeledirge in, and Ceruledge comes out. Slack Off from Skeledirge. Dodges the potential chance to throw a Torch Song into a Flash Fire Pokemon, so that's good. Poltergeist, very effective into Skeledirge. Knocks it down to just under 20%, as an Earth Power hits Ceruledge. Poltergeist could miss, but it doesn't. 3 in a row as Skeledirge goes down. Hisuian Arcanine comes out and takes the poison, as a critical hit Shadow Sneak does quite a bit to Hisuian Arcanine. Ceruledge doing work before it dies. At 1-1 here. Even match so far. Poisoned Hisui and Arcanine gets out, and Tinkaton comes in. Shadow Ball will deal 41% and reduce special defense, so that might be in range for a kill from another Shadow Ball. Swaps to clear out that debuff, but Arcanine is dead now. Tinkaton no longer debuffed. Shadow Ball here. Critical hit will kill it from there, though. Ryan is rolling right now, up 3-1. Flarolyn needs to turn this around with her Iron Valiant or she's in trouble. Knockoff will be quite a bit of damage to Pecharunt and remove its item. Ice Punch won't get the job done, and Pecharunt recovers up. Iron Valiant may need to do some work here. Oh, Victini gonna come in instead. Malignant Chain, Victini already poisoned, so that can't add Toxic Poison on top. Overquill back in. Victini does use attack as its main stat, so that Intimidate is going to be valuable there, as Victini continues to take poison damage. A power-up punch is a little bit late, as Barb Barrage will kill, does extra damage to poison targets. That may be the first time that's been relevant this tournament. Ice Punch. Oh, and now it's very relevant into the part fairy type that is poison. Barb Barrage taking some serious damage there. Mimikyu out, it's poison, but it does have its disguise up. Will it choose to Swords Dance? No, it goes for the Drain Punch, not very effective into Okidogi. Shadow Claw, a little bit more. I think you need a Swords Dance. Disguise is going to block that super effective crunch, so it's only 12%. Red card brings out the Overquill, but now Mimikyu's attack is down even further. Flarolyn in a heap of trouble here. Drain Punch doesn't do much. Overquill with Barb Barrage. It's resisted, so Mimikyu gonna still hold on, but it's poisoned. Drain Punch is its only healing method, only heals for 8% there, and Barb Barrage does significantly more. Ryan takes third place in the friendly. This one was close early, but Ryan pulled away and showcased some of his members that hadn't shown as much star power in previous battles. Overquill taking several kills here, and Okidogi being also a very effective Pokemon throughout these battles. Flarolyn's team did lose here, but made the Elite Four, so certainly something to be proud of as well. Let's move on to the Grand Final. The Grand Final between Gakko and Grif will be a best of 5 matchup. I don't want anyone to say there were flukes here. I want a clear victor to the friendly tournament. Introducing Grif's Dragon Water Team. Garchomp, Dragonite, Latios, Melodic, Gyarados, and Greninja. This team will face Gakko, Archaludon, Garchomp, Dragonite, Gengar, Cerulege, and Hydreigon. These two teams, not so different from one another, will face off in the final match of the friendly. There are similarities here, but Grif's team focuses more highly on the offensive output, and Gakko's more on the defense. Let us see who will be the victor, who will reign supreme. Starting now. Dragonite from Gakko, Melodic from Grif. Gakko going to swap to Archaludon quickly. Ice Beam will start the stamina buffs for Archaludon. Will it use Iron Defense? No! Straight for a Body Press, dealing about a third to Melodic. Ice Beam is not affected by that defense improvement, but Body Press gets stronger every time the defense goes up. Body Press now deals 45%. Archaludon takes another hit and is frozen. That is a bad start for Gakko. Is he going to swap out, or no, he's going to try for the Thaw. Thaw will not happen, and Archaludon goes down. Melodic healing from its leftovers. Grif up 1-0 in this first match of the best of 5. Gengar and Dragonite are swapped in. That's Grif's Dragonite, not Gakko's. Melodic back in, not sure why that swap had to happen. Dark Pulse hits Melodic. Gengar loses some health from its Life Orb. Sludge Wave will finish off Melodic, so Gakko brings things back to even. Garchomp in against Gengar, that's an Earthquake waiting to happen. No, a Scale Shot instead, a good read from Grif, but it misses as Dragonite gets out of the way of the next one. Scale Shot will hit Cerulege 3, 4, 5 times but not kill. Garchomp boosting its speed and losing defense thanks to the Scale Shot. Shadow Sneak will kill Ceruledge from the rough skin, preventing another scale shot. Interesting choice to Fire Fang into the Dragonite instead of a scale shot that would have been super effective. Dual Wing Beat hits twice, bringing Garchomp to 1%, but it also triggers Rough Skin twice. A critical hit scale shot and at least 3 hits will bring Gakko's Dragonite into the grave. Grif up, 3-1. Garchomp v Garchomp. Scale Shot will hit the Gengar. Cursed Body will disable Scale Shot for the future, so that's a good choice there from Gakko, making it so the dragon moves can't trigger. Now Garchomp in. Earthquake from Grif's to Gakko's. Dragon Claw from Gakko's to Grif's. Grif's Garchomp dies, and Gakko's takes some rough skin damage. Latios in. Dragon Pulse is going to be super effective into its dragon counterpart. And Gakko is down to Hydreigon. Hydreigon becomes a Steel type, so now resisting dragon moves instead of super effective from them. Good choice there. And a Dark Pulse will kill the Psychic. Gakko still kicking in this one. Surf hits the Hydreigon for about half of its total health. Dark Pulse resisted from Greninja. This is not looking good for Gakko in this first match. A critical hit, not necessary, but will take down the Hydreigon. Greninja stands at the end as Grif goes up 1-0 in this best of 5. Archaludon played a significant role in Gakko's victories coming up to this battle. It was taken out first in this by a single Pokemon. Milotic was able to completely eliminate it. The freeze certainly didn't help Archaludon's chances. It might have been able to kill the Milotic had it not been frozen, but losing that Archaludon early really put a hamper in Gakko's ability to take this win. So Grif was able to capitalize. Let's see if Gakko can manipulate things a bit better to his advantage in the second battle. Archaludon out again. Dragonite out this time on Grif's side. Grif will use an Outrage, which boosts Archaludon's stamina and locks Dragonite in. As long as Grif doesn't crit here, Archaludon sitting kind of in a good position. Defense continuing to rise. Dragonite now confused, and a Draco Meteor will be super effective, hurting Dragonite significantly. Archaludon healing from those leftovers as Grif swaps out to clear off the confusion. Body Press hits Milotic for over half, so Archaludon doing great here. Latios now in. Grif swapping around quite a bit. Resisted, but still 2/3 of its health takes Latios from that Body Press. Gakko going to get Archaludon out of harm's way. Dragon Pulse, super effective to the Dragonite, and will kill on the second hit as Latios is faster. So Gakko down 1 Pokemon. Ceruledge in, and Grif's Garchomp comes out, his signature Pokemon. Poltergeist hits it for over half. Shadow Sneak this time, not sure about that choice into the rough skin, but Earthquake will kill, so if Ceruledge was slower, the Shadow Sneak made sense. Gengar comes in and Sludge Waves the Garchomp. A critical hit will ensure that it kills. Not sure if it was necessary, but always happy to see it. Greninja out. Archaludon comes out as well. Surf will be resisted by Archaludon, but not going to survive another one of those, I don't think. Grif decides to swap, and a Body Press will take Latios down to 3%. Archaludon healing up a little here. Luster Purge will be resisted, but will still kill Archaludon as Gakko down to 3 Pokemon now. Dragon Pulse will hurt the Garchomp, but not kill, and a Dragon Claw will definitely finish Latios off from there. Grif losing his second Pokemon. Surf will finish Garchomp off, and Greninja will get its Battle Bond boosts. Gakko down to 2 Pokemon. Hydreigon out this time before Gengar. Nope, swapping to Gengar. Sludge Wave will be resisted by Gengar, so that's something, and the Life Orb will hurt Greninja a bit. A critical hit Surf will finish off Gengar, but disable the Cursed Body. Or disable the Surf with Cursed Body. Hydreigon comes out, turns to Steel, takes 3/4 of its health from a Dark Pulse, and sends a Dark Pulse back. It will kill Greninja, but Gakko once again in a rough spot here. Dark Pulse needs a flinch, doesn't get it, and Waterfall will finish off Hydreigon. Grif goes up 2-0 in these finals. Gakko did use Archaludon significantly better in this round. It had significant defensive boosts and was dealing significant damage with Body Press. But once again, Grif was able to take this victory. Grif now on tournament point. If Grif wins another battle, he will be the champion of the friendly. Gakko needs a reverse sweep to ascend to that title. Let's see if he can start it here in the third battle of the finals. Gakko sticking to the tried and true Archaludon. Grif also with the melodic. I think if the freeze doesn't happen, Archaludon has the edge in this because it continues to ramp its body press damage from the defense boosts. We will see if that is the case. Not as big of a hit as the first time. Stamina going to boost it again. Will 48% be possible? Well, the question is now 54%. It is, thanks to the critical, so Archaludon takes down the melodic, and Latios comes out. Ceruledge going to be swapped in for as Luster Purge deals 2/3 to it. I was expecting a Shadow Sneak, but instead we got a swap. Possibly expecting a Luster Purge to immune from Dark. Hydreigon goes down to a Dragon move. Thunderbolt hits Dragonite. Dual Wing Beat going to crit on the second hit to bring Latios down to the red. Grif going to swap that out, and we have Dragonite on Dragonite action. Dual Wing Beat going to break the multiscale and then hit again. Extreme Speed going to bring Grif's Dragonite down to 23%, but Outrage going to kill Gakko's Dragonite. Grif wins that interaction. Garchomp comes in and Dragon Claws away Dragonite. 2-2. This battle is proceeding at a very close pace. Latios badly hurt. Ceruledge as well. Gakko going to give up the Ceruledge to get some tempo advantage here. Garchomp comes back in. Takes a Dragon Pulse. I think that was what he was trying to avoid with the Ceruledge, but now no other choice. Super effective to the Latios. Takes it down 3-3. But Gakko's Garchomp badly injured. Now Grif's Garchomp badly injured as well. Earthquake will not make contact, so Gakko's Garchomp dies. Grif's left bleeding badly. Gengar incredibly fast. Another Sludge Wave takes out Garchomp as Gengar takes some damage from its Life Orb. Greninja, that's Grif's Life Orb user, going to Dark Pulse into the Archaludon, and Archaludon goes down. Gakko, on his final Pokemon, it's a Gengar, but it's into a boosted Greninja. I'm not sure if he can make it to here. Gengar goes Dark type, that's going to resist the Dark Pulse. Cursed Body turns off Dark Pulse. Can it finish? Sludge Wave will finish the Greninja, and it's a 1v1 with Gengar into Gyarados. Flying type for Gyarados. Thunder only does 95%, and if Gyarados didn't Dragon Dance, and it doesn't, the Waterfall will kill Gengar. We have crowned a champion. Grif is the winner of the friendly. Congratulations to Grif and his team for making it this far without losing a single overall match. Only Low-Key was able to bring a defeat to Grif, and that was in round 1 of the bracket stage. But Grif stands atop the throne of the friendly tournament. Congratulations also to Gakko for taking second place. An honorable achievement in its own right. And that's the end of the friendly tournament. Thank you all for being part of this tournament, or watching this tournament. If you are watching and want to be part of future tournaments, subscribe to the channel and I will make sure to post a community notification the next time I do something where the community can participate. I really appreciate everyone who's been a part of this tournament. Special thanks to all of my guest hosts, whether invited or otherwise. And congratulations once again to our champion, Grif.